So, want to say good afternoon to you, Asaphia.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I'm very well. Welcome to Untengle on the Bridge 99 FM.
I'm I'm a bit
You
nervous.
know,
I'm
I said no.
sorry.
You don't have to say nothing. I just welcoming you. All right. So let's talk now. So you were born and raised in Augustown. All right. So what was life like for you, and how has it inspired you to reach out and to give back?
Well, to be honest, growing up in the community, personally, it was a good experience. Spend time with my friends, my family, went to school. But the environment itself, it wasn't always positive because, as you know, sometimes things happen, and then it puts a stigma on you as a person. Because I remember when I was first when I just left high school and I was trying to get to work based on my address, a lot of persons would actually criticize me without even knowing who I am. So it's kind of hard at times, to be honest.
Right. I'm sure that was quite an eye opener for you because you'd never thought of experiencing something like that before, right?
No, because your parents tell you go to school, get good grades, you can get a good job, but then when it came to that getting that good job part, based on persons thinking that because of your environment you're a certain way, they tend to judge you and not allow you the opportunity that you really need.
Right. And a lot of people listening might not realize that this actually happens. And it inspired a song from Etana called Wrong Address. And she actually addressed the same thing. I have a friend who would always use my address because once she used her address, she just not get the work. And it is just so discriminating and so disgusting. Anyway, moving right along. So so that happened to you and you realize that the community in which you live, although you love it so much and had such a wonderful time growing up, it had a stigma attached to it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, I'm sure, as you said before, you saw a lot, and it is a community that has issues like so many others, and
Yeah.
that is what inspired you to reach out and to give back.
Yeah, because even though I have been quite comfortable, I have been around persons who are not as comfortable as I am. Because when you have a child and they can't be fed as they're supposed to be fed, it's kind of heartbreaking because I've never had to be in that position, to be really honest. But I've seen persons that in that position, and sometimes it's just really crazy when you think about the basic needs such as food. Persons really can't afford it.
Absolutely. All right. So all of this actually inspired your JLW and Friends charity. Let us talk a bit about the name first. How did you come up with this name?
All right, so it's actually my family's name. So the J is for Johnson. My last name is Johnson, as well as my dad and my sister. The L is for Latouche. It's my mom's last name and my grandpa's last name. And the W is for Walcott, which is my grandma's last name. And growing up, my parents and grandparents have always been awesome. Like, they've never, ever been mean. Like, I'm serious. Like, even my grandpa, he would cook to literally feed the whole community.
Right.
So growing up as a child, to be really honest, I didn't quite understand when, like, they were cooking and then someone would come up and
Give away
they
your
would just,
food.
yes. My little bit that I have had to be, stretched. But, when you grow more, you understand that, if you can help somebody, why not help them? Because at the end of the day, it's just food and it's vital to life.
Right. Absolutely. That is so true. A lot of times we talk to young people and that is one of the reasons they give for being so giving. As you said, your family just wasn't mean because you have some family who is very mean and stingy. And is that them learn? That's what them learn, over mean and stingy. So that is where the spirit of giving is coming from.
Yeah, I was born into it,
You're
basically.
born into it. You're born into greatness, my sister. Absolutely. So that's actually two generations. So it's your parents, and it's also your grandparents, right? And then you and your sister in your generation.
Yes.
That just wonderful. Anyway, so what does your tell us a little bit more about your charity? What exactly does your charity do, and what's your mission?
All right. So what we have done so far is that we were able to, provide meals to persons. I've been to the Jamaica National Children's Home twice, where I've donated like toys, food supplies, one tablet. And I've been to the Jamaica National Society for the Blind, where I've donated care packages that include food, household items, and like like diapers, basically. Diapers.
Okay.
I was just trying to find the word
That's
to put it
good.
in. And I've also been to two other schools. I do not remember the names right now. Where the children's home is. I think it's a school for either the deaf and the dumb, or it's for both. I am so sorry. I literally forgot the names, but I also went there in September because I had a back to school drive, and I went to the children's home and the two schools where I was able to distribute food supplies, and I bought a total of 3 tablets. So each place I went to, I was able to donate a tablet to a child. And then for December, I actually have 4 events planned, where on the 10th of December, I'll be going back to the National Children's Home to donate like some toys, and I basically want to have like a Christmas tree. I know I won't be able to interact with the kids, but I want to provide the supplies so that, they can have a great time, because with the whole pandemic, to be really honest, it's been really, I'm not going to say, all right, negative is the word output, because
Okay.
that affects a lot of persons negatively, but as adults, you understand. But, for kids, they don't really understand what's going on. So I'm trying to see if I can at least help some kids to understand why it is that I can't go outside to play with my friends. I feel so sad. I just want to, bring that Christmas cheer to them,
Right.
basically.
Right.
Then on the 13th, I'll be going to the Jamaica. I wanted to go to the Red Cross, but also for food for the poor, because I'm doing a clothes, household item, food item drive. So I wanted to donate some stuff as well, because I realized that they do help a lot of persons, and I know that I can play my part with supplying them with some stuff that can help other persons. Then on the 19th, my plan is actually to go to downtown to actually see the homeless person. So I'm getting my paperwork in place to actually have that event. And then for the 27th of December, I'll be going to an elderly home to donate some care packages. So I'm just trying to spread that Christmas cheer,
Sounds
basically.
excellent. What is the response of people when you go to them and you're young, and a lot of people that you're dealing with are aged, and they're probably not accustomed to this like a bright face giving them so many gifts, and so what is the response of people when you come to them with a giving spirit?
They are surprised. Like, it's really like, when kids are happy at Christmas, that joy that comes in. I literally make adults light up, and I'm not used to seeing strangers light up that way. So it's amazing. Like, they're surprised, and you can see that it's that genuine surprise, and they're very thankful, and that's what's even most amazing, because a lot of times you give stuff to persons, and they're not grateful. They're just like, oh yeah, you give it because you have to. They're genuinely happy that someone is actually reaching out to,
Right.
play a small role, and that's really awesome.
It is awesome. And you know something too, as I say all the time, it's awesome on both sides, because it's a great feeling to get, and it's a wonderful feeling to give.
Exactly. That is so true.
Absolutely. But you know, one thing is that I read about you, which is good, is that not just those who are in need you give, but whoever you can help, you just help. So that sounds like the spirit of the season, but only thing that it happens straight through the year.
Yeah, because the thing is that I work in the BPO industry, and to be honest, a lot of times I've seen persons come to work and they don't have lunch. And persons would say, oh, you're working, so you should have money. But to be really honest, living in Jamaica, even if you're working sometimes, the pay is not sufficient to actually providing basic necessities. So one of my plans that I want a soup kitchen for Jamaica, where persons can come in and be provided with at least 2 meals a day. I know breakfast would be one, and probably dinner. That's really what I'm aiming for. Well, one of the things I'm aiming for, because food is expensive,
Yeah,
very
very
expensive. And
expensive.
if I can create some sort of barrier to, mend that, to at least be able to, once someone provide groceries to even one family,
Yes,
that goes a very long way. Even if it's not a lot of stuff, it can help one person to eat even for one day, you
absolutely.
know?
Absolutely. As you talk about that, I remember manning a soup kitchen once, and those of us who were manning it, we had a meeting, and we were saying that there are some people were saying that there are some children, particularly, who don't necessarily need the food because they can eat at home, and they're still coming. And I'm thinking that make them come because why how much food you think them getting so because no, sometimes at home them have to share with so many other kids, and so what if them craving? I mean, make them come and get some more soup. So I guess this is the thinking that you have, that not just those who are needy, but just feed the people.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My producer just sent me some pictures here, and I see the joy. I can see that joy of receiving. I'm not seeing the face of the person giving, but I'm certainly seeing the faces of those receiving. All right, so that is wonderful. And it's wonderful to have your family there with you too, right? That's a firm foundation.
Family is life. I mean, a lot of persons, their greatest wish in life is, I want to own a big house, a big car. But I've learned that in life, material things will come and go, but family is forever. So you have to cherish those you have around you while you can, because, someday soon they'll be gone, and all you have is the memories. So I try to spend as much time as I can to ensure that everything's okay.
Right. What is interesting too, Asaphia, is that you have your own ideas of giving as someone who is 29, right? But then I'm sure sometimes your grandparents will come in and say, no, 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 something. Me don't know what them say. But just help you to look at things from another perspective. Isn't that so?
Not really, because as I tell you, my grandparents, they will literally have they'll have the last pound of rice, and they're going to give it to somebody who needs it.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So they have taught you that something can actually go so. You can actually have your last and give it away. That's exactly the generational lessons that I'm talking about, because you probably not so much.
I've learned to look at it that way.
Right,
I would literally have my last and give it away, because one thing persons don't understand is that the more you give, the more you get. Like for my last drive, when I did the back to school, the next day, someone literally came to my house and gave me some groceries.
Yes. Yes. I hear you. All right. I can't talk to you and don't talk about the fact that you're a certified chef. So, let us talk about that. Do you practice chefing still as a career?
No. I cook for my events when I'm, distributing, but I would go back into the kitchen, but I would open a catering company. I don't feel like personally I want to go back to work for somebody, and I'm actually putting things in place where I can, start my own things to away. You can't give away everything yet, because
not another word.
and stuff like that. But,
not another word. Not another word. I was actually going to ask you, what's your favorite meal to cook? I don't know if that is giving away a secret.
Oh, pasta. Oh my God. Pasta.
What?
Yes, pasta.
Really? You sound like a American. You serious? Jamaican girl, and you say you love pasta, you sound like American.
No, I love pasta. Like, pasta is just amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, all right, jerk pork is everything.
Okay. Okay, all right.
I've prepared it before.
Okay,
so pasta, with a cooked pasta, yeah.
Okay, got you. So I guess you love the macaroni and cheese and that kind of thing.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so very nice talking to you, and all the best on your JLW&Friends charity. And I know you're going to be very busy over the season, so I mean, gear up from now, and bless you for your giving heart.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. So that's Asaphia Johnson. And of course, you heard her say she was born and raised in Augustown, and she has her own charity. She started it from in her preteens, actually, JLW&Friends. And she has this charity with her family, and they're going to be all over the place with their charity, particularly in the season. So we're going to take a break. We soon come. So we're ready now to have that interview with Imar Shepard. Good afternoon, Imar.
Blessed good afternoon, Queen Elise.
Oh, it's so good to hear from you.
Yeah, it's good to hear from you also too. It's been a while,
It has been a while. All right. So, I've always been thinking throughout this COVID, and I've also been thinking throughout my time away off the air. What are some of the artists doing, especially those who are performing artists? What has it been like for someone like you throughout this particular time, a period in our lives, COVID time?
Well, I must confess, I have my bad times, but I also have my good times. You know what I mean? Artists like me, I got the chance to spend time with family, get the chance to write new songs. I get the chance to, put out a lot of product. You understand? Some people would say that the COVID slowed them down, but to be honest with you, I guess, I don't know, challenge maybe bring out the best in me. But I've been putting out a lot of songs, since the COVID. But beside that, in terms of going on the road and so forth, we can't be able to go out and, perform before live audience like that. But, we have the virtual things that we work with, So, everything up and bright, same way. We're giving thanks.
I hear you. And I love what you say because, a lot of people, especially creative people, this is a time now where we really have to test our creativity. And there is something you said about spending time with family. A lot of performing artists, particularly those who travel, don't get a chance to spend enough time with family. So isn't it a wonderful opportunity to do so?
Yes, it's a great opportunity. I'm about the son called Zion, it's such a great feeling to spend a lot of time with him, And to me, the COVID is just a test for me. And, if I take the time out or if I find, the strength to overcome, what can stop I? You know what I mean?
That.
Yes.
I love that. And, I love that. And you see, faith is a wonderful part of this journey, because what can stop you see, a statement like that, that's a statement based on faith. Because for those who don't have faith, them now go say what can stop I, them are going to count all the things we can stop them.
Yes, Mama. Yes.
All right. So I have been listening. You sent me 7 songs, and I invited you to come on the Bridge 99 FM to talk, because one of the reasons I invited you is that there are classic artists that we know, the veterans that we know, the Bob Marleys, the Jimmy Cliffs, and we can go on and on, the Peter Tosh, people like those, right? And they have carved a niche for themselves as classical reggae artists. But there are some young ones and some young veterans who are slowly, perhaps not, the mission is not to be a classic, but slowly but surely they're carving a niche for themselves. And later down, they are going to be called classic reggae artists. And while listening to your, and I won't call it an EP, but just the CD that you gave me, I said to myself, this young man, Imar Shepard, is continuously just doing him and doing the best that he can do. And whether you know it or not, if you continue along this line, you are carving a niche for yourself as a classic, genuine reggae artist. I just want to say congrats on the work that you have been doing through this period of kickback.
Well, with an empress like you, to give me a stamp of approval like that, it means a lot, It means a lot, and when you hear me call you the queen of earwave, you know what I mean? It means that it hardly can get bigger than that. You know what I mean? So I give thanks. I give thanks.
And so do I. So one of the things I would really love to do is to play a few of your tracks. Use some time to play a few of your tracks that our listeners can understand exactly where I'm coming from. So let's talk about this one. Nothing wrong with some class, even if you come from the ghetto. This one says have some class. Let's talk about this one. One of the things that I thought to myself while I was listening to it is that there's a narrative that we always have in reggae songs, right? Or we always promote in reggae songs. And I think the time has come where we need to examine the narrative and be more frank and honest and genuine, with an intention of really uplifting our people rather than just an intention of saying the right thing to make people pleased and happy. And this is what I loved with this particular track. When you say, if you are a loose ball, I saw them I go treat you.
Yes, basically, and just to add to what you said a while ago, it doesn't matter where you come from. You understand? It shouldn't determine your altitude in life. Just dig deep in yourself and, fight for what is rightfully yours. The sky, some people would say the sky is the limit, but I believe that beyond the sky is the limit. So just keep putting in the work, plant the seeds. One day you will reap.
Absolutely. Yeah. Beyond the sky is the limit indeed. And one of the things that we need to understand for those listening is that music is a thing that penetrates people's soul, And that's why sometimes people come down so hard on musicians because, it's a big responsibility. The most I say, all my springs are in thee. You know how powerful that is?
Yes, for real.
So when someone has a headphone over them ear or whatever it is, however it is them listening to music, whatever it is they're listening to is penetrating them soul. So it don't make any sense where I say, things that them want to hear if what them want to hear no go so. These are the things that we need to be sending through as a responsible musician to those who are listening.
Yes, Mama, you got that right. Man, we have to inject positive energy, love, peace in the people in order for the people to, display that attitude. You know what I mean? So I guess a lot of us don't know the responsibility that we have. You understand, as musicians, as writers, as people who, put out the work out there like that. And we are responsible. The DJs, the artists, everyone responsible. Yeah, we all have a responsibility.
Absolutely.
Get the work out there and get the positive work out there.
Absolutely. Hey, let me tell you something, man. You see the kind of, no disrespect to anybody's music, but you see the kind of messages that are sent in some songs that people, young people particularly, hearing over and over. Can you imagine if we change the whole thing and really, you're always going to have garbage, but if we change the thing and make that bit less garbage and more positivity, it changes an entire society.
Yes, you're right.
So we're going to take a break, and then when we take the break, we're going to come forward and we're going to seal up because we're actually streaming live here now in the tri-state, and we really wanted to use this opportunity to let those on the other side hear some real reggae, because Imar as well as I do, that sometimes the people outside of our space are the ones who really appreciate cultural roots rock reggae music.
For real, and it was said that, a king don't always crown in his own country. You understand? You have to go out there, go get the praise and the recognition before, people really recognize you around here. Because if I wish to tell you the truth, I'm known outside of Jamaica than Jamaica.
I'm not surprised.
To be honest with you.
I'm not surprised.
To be honest with you. But we still not give up on our people because, you see the foundation, it's very important. We have to embrace the foundation. We have to, give back to our people, give back to where you come from. So, we recognize that and, we still want to recognize around here.
It will happen as long as we here who play music, who select music, really do it with a sense of responsibility. We're going to take a break, and then when we come forward, we're going to seal up. All right? So don't move.
Give thanks.
I have to quote Bob Marley when I say this, Bob Marley always say man for sing love song, But man for sing love song for make a man and a woman know say something real a go on. Well, at this a go on, yes, so something real a go on. So, Imar, first of all, let me ask you, who is Crisis? What is the person's name? What is the other singer's name?
All right. As you mentioned the name, Crisis is a movement. We are brother. Them call us a group, but we are more than just a group. We are a movement. We are a family. Not righteous, higher sight, and we are, managed by 24/7 music production, which is who which is who produced that song.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we come together and record a song called Chalice. You know, I think it's the last track.
Yes.
And the EP and the CD that I gave you.
Excellent track.
Yeah. So after doing that song, we decided that we want a next song. You know, we want to do something special for the ladies, you know. You know, there are some hardworking ladies out there who don't get the recognition, them don't get the kind of love, them don't get the attention, them don't get the appreciation that them deserve. So, because them know that my strong point is love song, them ask me, you know, to work on this project. You understand?
Well.
I just wake up with the idea and, you know, me start play the guitar now, so I compose a rhythm and call in the musicians and put it together and send off the idea to my brothers, Nat and Eyesight, and them come up with their part.
Wow.
And
but
the rest is history.
Can I just say that you see, the sisters that I know, they are going to embrace this song with everything that they have. Because just like you say, sometimes the songs are not necessarily for the upful, you know. Sometimes it's not necessarily for the upful. So you see, the upful among us, they will give you the support that they need. And you know what I told you off the air already, how I feel about this song?
Yes, definitely.
I told Imar that in my opinion, if it gets the airplay that it deserves, this is definitely going to help him to be even known more, not just here in Jamaica, but also overseas.
Give thanks.
Time running out on us, but I'm just so happy that we could have taken this time that we do have to have a reasoning with you. And for those listening and appreciating good quality reggae music, we promise that we will continue to play this brother and others like him and put the better music forward and not play for forward.
Yes, give thanks, and it better a little bit than none at all. I mean, you know, we give thanks for the time. You know, Mama, it's always a pleasure to hearing from you, to share my story with you and share my story with the world, you know. Big respect to the fans, Christine Rendell, 24/7 music production, you know, Cambusta, Eyesight, Not Righteous, the whole work. Imar Shepard said, big love, big up Jamaica, big up the world, every time.
Absolutely beautiful. Once again,
for the production.
Thank you very much, Imar Shepard. And like we said, we really need to start producing the kind of reggae that if we're not careful, will be taken away from us. Because that's the kind of reggae that the world loves. But we are going to continue to promote our Jamaican-born reggae artists who are doing this kind of song. Thank you so very much, Imar Shepard. And we will hear some more.